So in this particular class, I'm going to be using a composition notebook. I don't remember where I got this one, but I did ensure that the paper was made in, or that it was made in Vietnam. If you're familiar with the illustrator, Linda Berry, they discuss the fact that the composition notebooks with paper made in Vietnam holds different forms of media better than composition notebooks with the other paper. The paper just is stronger and it just has a better quality to it. I'm working in the composition notebook because I find that working in a notebook that's has an accessible cost really helps to take off the sting of my inner critic. The inner critic is something that I am constantly having to work through and dialogue with, because my brain does go to a negative space while I'm creating quite often. So if you're somebody who is constantly critiquing things that you are creating, separating that voice from yourself can be a helpful method of addressing it and actually being able to work through it. So having a composition notebook as my canvas helps to take away I don't want to say the scariness, but it helps to take away from what might hold me back, I guess. I really like the fact that I can add wet media to these pages, and then I can collage on top. I can use paint markers, I can use rhinestones, I can staple in fabric or little scrap collages. I don't think that I've ever added something to a composition notebook that the actual notebook hasn't been able to hold. All of that being said, the class is called Layered Intention, and I really think that choosing items to work with that bring joy to us, that resonate with us the most, is really, it sets the base, it's the foundation for the work that you'll be doing. So I think that making sure that we have a canvas, journal, that we are comfortable working in is going to allow us to open up freely in that intuitive way that this journaling brings out, as well as, it's just more energy that you're putting into the process. Other than that, the other materials that you need is pretty much anything that resonates with you that you would like to use. That can be any type of paint. I'm not familiar with oil paints, but I do use, I've been using these paint sticks, the tempera paint sticks, a lot. These are from Target and they're very cost effective. I also use just regular acrylic paint. I do usually use a matte finish paint. However, I have some neon colors that are also Mandalama from Target that are, I have one right here actually. Yeah, these are acrylic paint, neon finish, and they have kind of like a satin finish to them. But, it's whatever you're comfortable with. I found that the satin finish can sometimes cause the pages to stick together. So that is just one thing to keep in mind. You can also bring in some washi tape, magazines, and vintage ephemera to tear out pictures. There are cut and collage books on Amazon and other booksellers that you can reference. Stickers are a great thing to use. You can use different types of acrylic ink. This is actually a piece from a security envelope. Paint markers, fabric. I use a stapler, but you can also get out a sewing machine if working with thread speaks to you. Crayons, pastels. This is like an illustration I did on watercolor paper. I use a combination of the Elmer's Craft Bond glue sticks and the Uhu glue sticks. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. But it's really a combination of all the things that I've collected over my journaling career. I've got some puffy stickers here. I know there's puffy paint and glitter paint, wax melts. Oh, that's not attached. I'll have to fix that. But there's really no rules. When you are layering your intentions with your journal, you want to make sure that what you are including are things that really speak to you, that add power to the pages that you're creating. And I will go over more of this idea in the next video, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that you don't need to feel limited by the materials that you have. You can literally use anything. And I want to make sure that that point really gets brought home, because I know personally, whenever I've worked in certain classes or different tutorial videos, it's felt like I had to go out and buy certain supplies, and that's not always feasible for people. And personally, I am trying to not hoard art supplies this year, simply because I have so many of them. Because when you first start out, you really find yourself like collecting a lot of different things. So, yeah, I just want to invite you guys to use what feels good and to use what you have if you're able to, and to get creative about the materials that you want to bring into this process, because really all they need to be is specific to you and mean a lot to you. Okay, I think that's it for materials.